Hi, my name is Sarah Dunn, and I'm one of the many applicants applying to be a host for you guys this Christmas break. I was going to send in a resume. In fact, I still plan to. But although resumes can be informative, I find that they don't give a lot of detail into the personality of a person. So for something like a job like a host where you're interacting with people all the time, that's pretty important. So through this video, I kind of hope to just give you a bit more insight into my personality and maybe help you make a more informed decision about hiring me this Christmas break. So at the top of my resume, one of the things that you'll read about is my skill set, which says a variety of factual statements, saying that I'm dependable, that I'm a good worker, and that I'm also a bit of a perfectionist. But one of the things that I don't think that this skill set can convey is that I absolutely love working with people. I can only imagine how many people the Science Center gets during Christmas time, and I look forward to meeting some of those people and communicating with them. So, whether it's their first time at the Science Center or it's their 100th time, I believe that there's always a way to connect with the visitor and make that time feel special. And I think this is really one of the main tasks of the host, to comfort, connect, and inform the visitors about the Science Center. So, sometimes during my breaks at school, I wander over to the information desk and I chat with the host. They're absolutely awesome, and they're really open and friendly, and they're always doing their best to engage the visitors. And they really provide a feeling of connection, and one of the main reasons that I would love to be a host is because I would love to give that feeling to many of the visitors during Christmas break. So one of the next things you're going to read on my resume is my completed education. It's going to say that I've completed grades 9, 10, and 11, and I'm currently at grade 12 at the Ontario Science Center, and I absolutely love it here. And one of the reasons that I chose to come here was that the Science Center takes something like science, which many people tend to think is dry and boring, and they prove that it's not. It takes science and makes it interactive and innovative and creative. And one of the many jobs of the host is to help the visitors to discover that feeling of, oh, maybe science isn't boring. Maybe science can be just a little bit cool. And to me, engaging someone in something that I love is truly rewarding. And I think that I would find a great satisfaction in helping educate the visitors here at the Science Center. Continuing down the list on my resume, the next thing that you'll see is something that I've found is becoming increasingly important as I get older, and that's job experience. And up until this summer, I really didn't have real job experience. I mean, I'd done some stuff for family friends with timekeeping for a hockey league and just babysitting. But this summer, I was really fortunate to get a job at Camp Robin Hood, and I was a camp counselor there, and I absolutely loved it. I got to work with kids as young as 3 and as old as 12, some of whom actually had special needs, and some who didn't even speak English. So I was faced with some pretty unique challenges, and those challenges required unique solutions. In the end, I overcame those challenges, and I think I've gained a lot of knowledge because of it, especially in terms of communication. So one of the things that I think the host duties include is communicating with the visitors, and I really think that the skills that I learned this summer could really help me with that, especially with kids, because kids are often the last people that want to hear about science, but if you can explain it to them in a way that's intriguing, then for all you know, you could be building a group of future hosts without even knowing it. And after this past summer, I realized that job experience is important for a reason, and that reason is not just how it looks on paper. It's because it provides you with knowledge, and it shows that you've learned something in your field that you could possibly apply in the future. So thankfully, I think my job this summer really provided me with some unique skills that are likely to be used by a host. So the next thing you'll see on my resume is my volunteer experience, which I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty proud of. I've done quite a bit of volunteering, and that's because I really do enjoy it. I've done a few hours, here at the Science Center, but I've also done some stuff outside of this, and that includes, maybe just helping teachers set up their classrooms and whatnot, stuff like that. And my school, my home school, actually runs a program every Wednesday after school where we go and spend time and do activities with the special needs students. So I found that they've really taught me a lot about interacting with different types of people in various ways. So that's been pretty educational, actually, in itself. Sometimes I also volunteer at my grandmother's old age home, Woodhaven, out in Markham, and that's also is fantastic. I get to speak to everyone and do activities with them, and if I'm lucky enough, they'll tell me a few stories, and they really seem to enjoy that almost as much as I do. So that's fantastic. At the Science Center, one of my favorite things to do is the puzzles. Really often to engage with the visitor, but when they struggle with the puzzles, I mean, you're right there struggling with them, and when they overcome them, you get to be there with them to help them celebrate that, and that's fantastic. One of the other things I enjoy is the programs, because the educators, they're fantastic, and the programs allow me to talk to kids and help them really teach themselves, and that's fantastic. As well, I've spent a number of weekends here at the Science Center volunteering for various events. So a couple of weeks ago there was an alumni event for science school. So I got to talk to people like that. That was really neat. And the One World, One Sky was definitely one of my favorite things. The science school students got to launch off rockets. So I think all my volunteering has really been beneficial towards developing, my knowledge of this host-visitor relationships. And it's really just helps you to better enhance the visitor's experience in the future. So just to kind of sum up, why do I think that I would make a good host? Well, I love people, and that's what it really comes down to. I love people, and I love science, and I don't think that there's any better place where I can bring those two things together and absolutely thrive. I mean, I love the Science Center. I wake up early every morning, and I come down here, and I always find that every time that I leave, I'm happier than when I came in the morning. And I think a lot of that really has to do with the hosts. They're all fantastic people, and they're all fantastic at what they do. And I think as science school students, they're really our idols. We really idolize them. They're the type of people that we want to be. And I think to be able to work as a host would be an incredible opportunity, even just to be able to work with them and learn from them. And I just really want to thank you for listening and considering my application. I hope you found my video engaging. And I definitely hope you enjoy the rest of your day. So thank you very much.